Hello everyone, I'm Akanksha Prakash Kadam. I'm in last year, currently pursuing computer engineering. In this presentation, I'm going to walk you through my DMW mini project. This project really helped me at the times of interview. So watch till the end. I'm going to share how important projects are. Let's start with the project's presentation. My project topic is dog breed classification using transfer learning. 74% of people like dogs a lot. This was at the time of 2010, but the facts remains the same. Take example of your friends group. There will be few who are madly in love with dogs. I am in one of them. That is why I decided to do this project. So the question is what it does. Here are few images of dogs of different breeds. Can you tell exactly which breed it is? Even I cannot. In this project, you can upload picture of dogs on the website and it will tell you which breed it is. Did this ever happen to you when you're scrolling down the Instagram feeds or your Facebook posts and came across photos of beautiful dogs and you wanted to know what breed it is, but it is not mentioned? This project can find the answers to your curiosity. Let me start with a demo first. So this is how my front end looks like. Now I'm going to click on choose file. I've already downloaded image of pug. I will select it. And now I will click on submit. It will show me the result that your dog is pug and little description of it on the Wikipedia. Let me take one more example. I will choose the file. This is the image of Great Dane and I will click on submit. Now it will show me that your dog is Great Dane and little description of it. So as the demo is sweet and simple, so is the code. As I walk you through the code, you will understand that it is very easy to make this project on your own. After code explanation, I will also show you demo with taking pictures from Instagram. So look forward to that. Let's start with code explanation. I've taken dataset from kaggle.com. The name of the dataset is Stanford Dogs Dataset Details, which have over 20,000 images of 120 dog breeds. Let's explore the dataset. First, I have performed manual garbage collection, then imported all the required libraries, NumPy, Pandas, OS, and this is a file path of the dataset. From list directory, I have printed the name of all the folders and save it in the dog classes. If you can focus on the name of the folder, it has the number, dash and the name of the breed. Now we will split the folder name at dash and save it in the breeds. I have displayed first 10 breeds here, that is Chihuahua, Japanese Spaniel, Maltese dogs and all. After that, in X, we will save full addresses of each images and in Y, we will save the name of its breed. We will go through every folder to append each image and in Y, we will append its breed. Here, I have displayed 10 records of X and Y. As you can see, the X is the nested list. To unnest it, I have used chain.fromIterable and this is our final X after that. If you can see the length of X, it shows 20580. I will show you the folder of my dataset. Let me open its properties. You can see there are 20580 image files in 120 folders, which represents 120 breeds as I mentioned before. Now we will shuffle X and Y using random. First we will zip X and Y in tuple and then using random.shuffle we will shuffle it and unzip it and save it in our X and Y. As you can see, at first all the Chihuahua images were together, but after the shuffle, the first one is Walker Hound, the second one is soft coated Wheaten Terrier, so it is randomly shuffled now. Now we will display random images. For that I have imported matplotlib.pyplot. I will display 9 images from 0 to 20580, which is the length of X. We will take the file name from X and we will save it in file name. Then using imread, we will read the file and save it in the image. And then from Y, we will take its breed name and put it in its title. Now if you observe the output, every image have its breed name at the top. I will subset X and Y as I am running this on my laptop. If the kernel RAM exceeds its memory quota, it shuts down. Then I will perform encoding. Encoding data is very important. We will use one hot encoder, in that for every image there will be 120 columns with all 0 except 1 for its image associated breed. We will use label encoder for that. First we will initialize our label encoder, then use fit label encoder, and using two categorical we will perform one hot encoding from normalized encoding which we get from our transform. As you can see the shape, every image has 120 columns. At the end we will convert it into the NumPy and we will save it in this. Now we will split our dataset into three parts: train, test and validate. For that I have used train test split. So before that we will load our image using load image with target size 299 and 299, only because we are going to use pre-trained model. Convert it into array using image to array, and then at the end we will save NumPy array in our image data. If you can see the shape here, there are 1000 images of height and width 299 with 3 representing RGB value. Using train test split, test size here is 0.2. That is 20% of image data will be saved in X-test. That is 200, and the remaining in X-train. Again, for 20% of X-train will be saved in X-val. That is 160, and 640 in the final X-train. And then we will display all the shapes and clear the space for memory. We perform manual garbage collection. Now we will perform data augmentation. It is performed when we have small data set. So applying some transformation, we can produce new versions of existing images. For that, I have initialized our batch size to 32. First, we will create train generator using image data generator. In the arguments, we have used preprocess input because we are using pre-trained model, then rotation range to 30 degrees, then height and width shift to 0.2, that is 20% of height and width, and set horizontal flip to true. Then train data gen flow will return the data and store it in train generator. Similarly, we will do it for validation generator, but we will not augment in it. To show the version, I have taken one ID, that is 2, and displayed 5 versions of it. After augmentation, if you will observe the first one, it is horizontally shifted. The second one is vertically shifted. The third one is flipped, and the fourth and the fifth one is rotated by 30 degrees. Now we will build the model from the pre-trained model. We are using Google's Inception v3 model. For building model, we import all this. At first, we will load our Inception v3 with weight is pre-trained on ImageNet and include top is false, that is the last fully convolutional layer is not included, and the input shape as I mentioned before for this model is 299, 299 and 3. We will load it in base model. Now we will define our sequential model. We will add base model, that is our all pre-trained layer to that. Then add global average pooling 2D, which will average pool on the dimensions until each dimensions are 1 and leaves other dimensions unchanged. Then add dropout to prevent overfitting. At last, 3 dense layers that are fully convolutional layers, with last one with activation as softmax that converts a vector of numbers into vectors of probability. Then we will freeze our pre-trained layer, that is the 0th one in our model, as it is already trained. Now we will compile it. We will use Adam Optimizer with learning rate of 0.0001, which denotes slow learning right down during training. Loss function will be categorical cross entropy, and in list of metrics will have accuracy. This is the summary of all the layers. Then in this image, name of layers, its input and output shape will be displayed as this is our first trained layer. Then global average pooling 2D, dropout are 3 dense layers. Now training the model, we will initialize our train step per epoch by dividing number of images in X train to the batch size, and our validation step per epoch by dividing the number of X val to batch size. The more the epoch we have, the more the model will train on the data. So we initialize it to 20. Using model fit generator, we will train our model. Here we have passed the arguments of train generator, steps per epoch, validation data, validation steps, epoches, and veripose to 1 so that we can see the progress bar. This is the output. At the last, if you can see, it will show us loss accuracy, validation loss and validation accuracy. Now we will plot the accuracy and loss plot for training and validation data to check if the model is overfitting or underfitting. Here you can see that increasing the number of epoch, accuracy increases and loss decreases. As the model is perfectly fit, as you can see, the difference of final train and validation accuracy is very less. Now we will evaluate our model on test data. First, we will divide test data by 255 to rescale it to 0 to 1. Then using model.predict, we will predict it on our xtest1 and save it in test prediction. Using np argument max, we will get the labels in reverse order and we will store it using Lie classes in predictions. And for our target label, we will store it in target labels. We will store in the data frame the target labels and the predictions, and we will display the 20 head records. As you can see, the output are target labels and predictions. Mostly the result is same except few, that is this one or this one. So it depends on the accuracy. To test that, we will calculate our accuracy by checking target labels, how many records have target labels equal to prediction, and using this formula we will calculate and print our accuracy, that will be 0.805, that is 80%, which is very good. We can also calculate our accuracy using getMatrix, where we will mention true labels and predicted labels, and which will print our accuracy, precision, recall and F1 score. Here also we are getting the same accuracy, that is 80%. Now we will plot our actual versus predicted images with confidence levels. As you can see, every image there is actual breed and then which we have predicted, and the confidence level is the probability value that our model predicts they are in the category. So mostly the breeds are same as the accuracy is high except few. Used Flask to connect Project Sparking to Phantom. At first, we will load the page star.html using render.dash-template. I will show you HTML code to start. This is how it looks like. This is the style sheet. Then this is the JavaScript. So here in the form, I've taken input whose name is file and the input type submit this button, and this image with ID output. When we select this image here, to display the image selected here, I have used JavaScript to initialize that. So this is the start.html. After method is equals to post, we will check in request files if the file is there or not, as we have saved name to file, and if it is not there, then we will display no file part and redirect to our home, and if it is there, then we will load it in file. We will check its file name. If it is blank, then we will display no and select it and redirect it to home. Or else we will check if the file name is an allowed file extension, that is out of these. We have defined this function to check that. Then if it is true, then first we will secure the file name, and then we will save this file in upload folder, that is static dash upload. Then we will get the full path. After that, first we will load the image. We will convert the image to array, then to numpy array, and we will save it to image data. Then we will rescale it, and using model.predict, we will predict the result, and using this, we will get the label and store it in predictions. After that, to display the result, we have used result.html. I will show you the code. This is how it looks like. This is the CSS style, and then here this prediction and the source for this Wikipedia, here this and this, we will get it from our code using Flask. Let's see how we can do that. We will pass in render template predictions is equals to name, and in source we will simply concatenate Wikipedia source to our prediction, and then we can access that in our HTML. After that, I will run this. Let's click on this one. So, okay, now let's do the demo with Insta posts. This is one Insta page. Let's take one image. I will take screenshot of this one. Then I will save this. Now here I'm going to upload my image. It is in downloads. I will click on submit. You can see the result that your dog is American Staffordshire Terrier. So let's do with one more image. Let's do with this one. I will again take a screenshot, then I will save it. Then I will select it here. And it is showing your dog is French Bulldog. So that was from our Instagram post. So that was my project. It's demo and code explanation. At the end, I will talk about importance of project in interview. It really plays a major role. The interviewer checks your ability to perform projects based on the theory you learn. It shows your interest towards practical experiment. Making projects are very easy. You don't need to learn everything before starting the project, but the process of making you learn a lot. In my interview, it really gave me confidence when they asked me about my project and challenges I faced while performing it and how I overcame it. And even the machine learning domain was new for me, but it was really thrilling to see the end result. Even if you make small project, give it a try. It is really pleasing. Plus, your resume will look better too. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good day.